Good morning, Introduction to Theater class. This is Captain Medina. Sorry I'm not there today to guide you through our first day of Introduction to Theater, but I did create a video for you that I wanted Mrs. Wabi to share with you just to give you a little introduction to the class, being it's the first day of the semester. You should have received your Word of the Day packets, and you should have been directed to go to Schoology Updates to get the Word of the Day note for today. And so, yes, this is a theater class. It is an acting class and arts class, but it is also an English class. And one of the requirements of Introduction to Theater is vocabulary. So we will be doing the Word of the Day assignments. The good news is that in this class, I know for sure, we will not be doing a My Vocabulary type assignment, as we are going to be doing in some of the other, in the creative writing class for sure, but not in the Introduction to Theater class. You will have instead, wait for it, a participation journal. Yeah, that's right. You're going to be journaling and writing about the activities in class every day, and we'll be starting that soon. We're not going to start it today, but we will be starting it soon, and it will be a Google Doc where I'm going to ask you to journal and write about things that are going on in class. So we are doing my vocabulary, or not my vocabulary, the word of the day. So today I just want to take a few minutes to introduce you to the class and also talk about this assignment that you're going to be working on with a partner today. So in Schoology, I have, in week 1, I have two things. I have the RPD grade, which is the Responsibility Participation Dojo grade. So you get 10 points per day for participating, having good dojo scores, not having missing work, and having good attitude, following expectations, all those things that Captain Medina likes to assess. So you have 10 points per day. And then in the course information here, this is just a little information about Introduction to Theater. So it says here, students will study the various elements of dramatic performance and will read and analyze various elements of dramatic literature. We will study voice, movement, character development, improvisation through acting exercises, monologues, scene study, and ensemble work. Students will be engaged in interactive playwriting and performance. There may also be a study of the elements of play production, lighting, sound, costume, set design. Students will also spend some time helping to build the set for the spring musical. It says fall play here, but it's the spring musical. Introduction to Theater may be used as an elective or an art credit, but not both. So there's a lot of things that we could do in this class, and it really depends on the people in the class. And I have multiple approaches that I use for this class, and so we'll just see how things go. We will be doing a lot of interactive things at first, and we'll see how that goes. A lot of it depends on your participation, your openness, your willingness to follow expectations and take some risks, but also to not push the limits too much, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So topics that usually we cover in this class may include theater vocabulary. So you most definitely will learn a theater vocabulary. We will be doing some voice activities, improvisation. Pantomime is one of my favorite units. Elements of acting, character development. In the past, we've sometimes done like the superhero unit. May change. Who knows? Playwriting, scene study, play analysis. Sometimes we read plays and we talk about them and we have tests and quizzes on them and things like that. It becomes kind of like a theater literature type of class. Monologues and memorization. You're probably going to have to memorize some stuff here in this class. So good thing you had some practice with poetry out loud. Play reading, technical theater. Technical theater is mostly going to come from working on the set for the spring musical. And again, when I announce the play or the musical and as we get into it, I'll decide how much time that we're going to put into working on tech. And it also, again, depends on you as a class of how well that goes. And then theater history is another thing sometimes I do. So a lot of different things in there. It's an active class. Majority of our class learning will be experiential. And I want you to take some risks in class and have some fun and learn how to express yourself dramatically. And if you just take some risks and be a little silly, you'll have a lot of fun. In this class, if we can't handle this type of learning, I'll change the focus of my instruction and be more about reading and writing about theater and less about performance. So it all depends on you as a class. So hopefully we have a really good participatory class that is willing to take some risks and have some fun. A lot of activities and lessons to share with you, and I plan to make this class very interactive, is what I always say. And how it turns out, like I said, it's up to you. All right, take some risks. Be safe, follow instructions, avoid obscene and inappropriate behavior in all class and dramatic activities. And, you know, that's where some of your RPD grades go down when you do those inappropriate things. So just letting you know, trust yourself and respect others. When we go in the auditorium, I have some expectations as well. First of all, when we're in the auditorium and I have you sit in the seats, you need to keep your feet on the floor while sitting in the auditorium and not on the backs of the chairs. Usually if we go in the auditorium, I'll either try to go on stage or go in the first 5 rows of the middle center section. I haven't had to have assigned seats in the auditorium yet, but there's always a first for everything. Do walk up the side or center stairs when approaching and descending from the stage. You do not want to jump on or off the stage. That will affect your RPD grade most definitely. When working in groups, stay in visible areas. There's a lot of group work in this class, and so I'm going to have you in different parts of school. I expect that you'll be there. I expect that you'll be working, rehearsing, and that will be, things that will get you good RPD. No one should be in the restricted areas of the auditorium unless authorized by Mr. Medina. So restricted areas include the catwalk, the basement, the side dressing rooms, or the light booth. And there will be a day when I give you a tour of the entire theater facility. And if you're not in the drama club or you haven't done productions, that's kind of exciting. I think drama club kids like it too. So, but we'll do that on a certain day. Focus when on stage and follow instructions. Listen to your teacher. That's all I ask. Be respectful of each other's performance and act appropriately. If you can follow those guidelines, we'll probably be in the auditorium quite a bit at first, just to get used to the acting and working with each other. So yeah, theater is my passion. I'm excited you're here. It's a big class, looking at the class list, so we got a lot of work to do, and hopefully I will be well enough to bark out instructions and get you guys up on stage as soon as possible. But in the meantime, we're going to do a little script writing assignment just to get you into the theater mode. So I left a handout for Mrs. Wabi to give you. I'm going to show you what it looks like here on the screen, and this is what you're going to work on today with a partner. All right, so first of all, this is a handout that you should keep in your folder because we will be doing multiple scripts in this class. And this is a really good handout. It shows you what a script looks like and how you should write a script. So, some rules about formatting, because I do grade on formatting and I am particular about certain things. If you remember the research paper in 9th grade and some other assignments that I've given where I've been very particular, you'll know that there's certain things I like. So, first of all, when you're typing a script, character names are always in capital letters and bold. If you forget one, forget the bold, but capital letters is important, okay? Directions about scenery, setting, movement, emotions, and actions are always italicized. When the directions are in the dialogue, they should be in parentheses. The script should not look like a story. Whenever we begin a script in Introduction to Theater, I would like you to begin with the 5 W's. These are the 5 things that most scenes require. So the who's in the scene, list of all the characters. It's like a cast list. The what is the name of the scene? Give it a name. Or what is the scene about? The location, so where does the scene take place? Restaurant, bedroom, train, car, okay? What time of day? Is it night, morning, afternoon? You can even put the season, middle of winter. And then the reason for the scene. Why is the scene happening? So, those are the important things. Then you should establish the setting and activity. So here's a sample scene. So scene 1, The fight. Notice how it's centered. Who? Bart, Mary, Bill, Wendy, and Stan. What? The big fight. Where? Mary's Diner and Barbecue. When? 6 p.m. Wednesday evening in the month of June. Why? To show a fight between Wendy and Stan. And then I establish a setting and activity in a little paragraph. This just describes what's going on in the scene. The scene begins in Mary's Diner. The diner is an old-fashioned 50s diner with checkered floors, silver tables, a jukebox playing 50s music. You could also give directions like, on stage left, there is this. On stage right, there is this, which we'll get to later. There are many people seated in the diner having conversations. We hear You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog by Elvis Presley playing on the jukebox. Mary is working behind the counter. Wendy, Sam, Bill, and Bart are seated in a booth. They seem to be laughing and having a good time. Mary crosses over to their table to take their order. Bill and Bart are in the middle of a heated political debate. Wendy and Stan, I could change that. Yours is going to have the typo, though. Seem to be glaring at each other. All right. So, why do we have this? It's so that you give a little instruction about what's going on. If somebody were to act out your scene, it's good to have a lot of descriptions about where things are and what's going on so that we know what's going to happen. And then we have our dialogue. Remember, character names in capital letters, blocking and acting instructions in parentheses, italics, and then the dialogue. So Mary says, "So what can I get for you?" Bart, defensively to Bart. I just think that Sanders was a better choice, that's all. And that should be defensively to Stan. I'll just find out all kinds of things here today. Mary, trying to get their attention. "Excuse me, may I take your order?" Italicize here. We're going to proofreading in process. All right. Well, I'll just do that later. "Excuse me, may I take your order?" Stan, to Wendy. "Come on, Wendy. I didn't mean it. You have to forgive me." Cutting him off. "Forget it, Stan. I can't believe you put our dog to sleep without talking to me first. I want a divorce." Bill, "Trump is the right choice. You know it, Bart." Mary, "Maybe I should come back." At this point, Stan starts to cry. Tears welling up in his eye. "You don't mean it." To Mary, as she's about to leave. "I will have moons over my hammy, please." "Make that 2. "This isn't Denny's, and we're only serving dinner." "Oops, I'll have a cheeseburger." Mary, laughing, "Right." At this point in the jukebox we hear "Love Me Tender." Mary starts to cry, and the emotion begins to rise in both her and Stan. Couples in the restaurant start to look at them, and because they're beginning to draw attention. "I just can't stand this marriage anymore. You never communicate with me." Stan to Mary, "I will come back." To Mary, "No, wait, I'll have the omelet." Again, this is not Denny's. Oh, sorry, a BLT. It is very apparent he is distraught by the news of his wife's intentions. So that's just a little scene that I created a while back, and it has some dialogue between some different characters, and it's about an argument. So what I want you to do with a partner is create a scene about pretty much anything that is no less than 20 lines, and I want you to follow the script writing format. So the scene should be typed, and I did not create an assignment or a Google Doc for you for this one because I want you to work with a partner. So one of you creates the document, and then you share it with the other partner so you can both work on it. I want to see that you both typed in the document, and then you're going to share a copy of that document with me at cmedina@wkfalcons.org. Do not share it with the wabashakellogg.k12.mn.us. Don't share it with that address. Share it with the wkfalcons.org. So today in class, I want you to create that document and use this example to start typing a script between a couple characters. You can have more than 2. It doesn't matter how many characters you have. We may do some dramatic readings of these scripts, but right now the whole purpose is just for you to practice writing a script. And again, keep in mind, appropriate, follow the expectations, review the requirements, and that's what you're going to work on today. And if I'm back tomorrow, we'll start working on some other things in the auditorium, depending on how I feel. So hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day, and welcome to Introduction to Theater. And I'm out.